There is a kind of forest that is quite different from most others. Dense, often impenetrable, running alongside rivers, wetlands and estuaries. A deciduous forest whose very existence is inextricably linked to fresh water. Inhabited by elusive creatures that live in the undergrowth, a mess of branches, brambles and thorns, where they can hide from hunters that lurk nearby. Those who live in this semi-humid forest face daily complexities, racing between water and earth, between two labyrinths, the maze of the forest and its aquatic counterpart emerging onto the riverbank. Here, in this miniature jungle, everyone knows how best to exploit the wealth of environments that the singular mix of water and earth produces. Gallery forests are dense woodlands that border fluvial channels in the most varied landscapes of both northern and southern hemispheres. One of the wildest and best preserved examples is found in the delta of the River Danube. Like all classic gallery forests, it is an elongated labyrinth that extends for dozens of kilometers along the various waterways and channels of the great river's mouth. In general terms, these forests are found alongside water channels in temperate or dry environments, forming green belts that are cool and refreshing even in the hottest, driest seasons. They're ecosystems that serve as a refuge from drier, more hostile environments. Here, both water and cooler temperatures are guaranteed. They could be thought of as oases, inhabited by a varied and abundant flora and fauna. The trees that make up this forest are very special. They thrive in humid, fertile soils and can tolerate the seasonal floods caused by spring rains and thaws. Generally, ash, willow and poplar grow to considerable sizes, producing beautiful canopies that are vitally important to gregarious birds, such as rooks, which form extensive colonies in the topmost branches. They're also vital for some water birds, such as these cormorants. These birds, which are excellent divers, are often born in the forests that surround rivers and wetlands. But the gallery forest is not just a good place to be born. These riparian forests may become the last refuge of large animals, such as the wild horses of the Letea forest. According to legend, these horses, descendants of the Tartar horses of Genghis Khan, survived being fiercely hunted thanks to the extensive and impregnable forests of the Danube Delta. Today, the horses of the Danube Delta are some of the few wild species left in Europe. Around 3,000 horses survive today, maintaining a fragile balance with the forest. Their herds, growing in number, consume too many plants, some of which are in danger of extinction. The Danube Delta, located in Romania, is one of the last natural paradises in Europe. This heterogeneous territory is made up of forests, marshes and swamps, inhabited by 1,200 plant species, 300 bird species, and 45 species of freshwater fish. The forest grows or shrinks with the river itself, so that temporary lakes, forests and reed beds mix. It is the perfect place for the golden jackal. The golden jackal is a predator that looks not unlike the wolf. The smaller jackal, however, is not a serious threat to the wild horses, as it prefers smaller prey and carrion. Numerous bodies lie scattered around the floodplain, victims of the last flood. The jackal's sense of smell guides them, even if the carcasses are hidden under the earth deposited by the river. Close by, at the water's edge, egrets also look for food. Egrets thrive in all kinds of wetland environments. Their hunting technique is very effective. Patient and tenacious hunters, they wade in the shallows, stirring up the sludge that lies among the roots and the fallen logs with their feet. It's there that small river fish take refuge. They almost always come away with prey, capturing a good number of small fish, insects and tadpoles with relative ease. This mixed ecosystem, combining as it does land and water, produces such a high biomass, including frogs, mollusks and invertebrates, that the glossy ibis, which build their colonies on the riverbanks in the forests of the mostly southerly regions of the continent, are well supplied with food. These small wading birds with curved beaks and dark plumage frequent the humid environments of estuaries and deltas. Their young, which have a quite different appearance, coexist peacefully with their distant relatives, the little egrets. Little egrets form huge colonies in the riverside forests, sharing their territory with other species of heron. Little egrets are by far the noisiest of the species. At this stage of their life, the trees that make up the dense gallery forests are essential to them, providing materials for their nests, seclusion and security. The little egret's city in the trees is barely short of madness. Some are in heat, while at the same time others are busy building nests. The males gather the vegetable matter for the nests. The females then make the messy construction. At the same time, some will be incubating eggs and others feeding their young in what appears to be a ferocious struggle. Far from the hustle and bustle, in quiet, lonely corners, river turtles sunbathe. They are deep in the territory of the swans. These common swans, pristine as ever in their white plumage, are in heat. They form stable pairs, mating for life. The swan's breeding season is in spring, from March to April. The pair selects their spot on the shore of a lake or riverbank and will defend it ferociously against all intruders. Spring is a critical time in the gallery forest. The trees produce millions of airborne seeds. The creatures that live within the forest and in the surrounding areas benefit from the wealth of food, the warm temperatures, and the abundance of water. Storms are frequent. So it's time to disappear. Temperatures drop, and the riverbanks, floodplains and meadows are generously watered. After the storm, the interior of the forest throbs with life. This female red-footed falcon is finishing the nest. Meanwhile, her partner is hunting, bringing her gifts of insects and small animals to strengthen their bond. The penduline tit is intimately linked with the gallery forest. It always built its nest hanging from the branches of trees, usually using the feathery seeds and twigs of poplars. The males are polygamous and begin building several nests at the same time. Each will then be finished with a different partner. The completed nests look like fluffy socks, with a long entrance tunnel to prevent hungry predators from getting in. In addition to a home, the gallery forest provides plenty of food for many species of small birds. On the aquatic edge of the forest, the swan cygnets have hatched, still unsure of their surroundings, which up till now has been their nest on a large mound. But now, it's time to discover the world. Ever accompanied by their attentive parents, the cygnets learn to find the aquatic plants and small animals that constitute their diet. The family will remain together for 4 or 5 months, and even in many cases, into the following spring. The swan's menu includes frogs and newts, found in abundance around the riverbank. And now, after an exciting first day out of the nest, it's time to rest. One of the most striking amphibians found in this ecosystem is the fire-bellied toad. At first sight, it might seem like any other toad. But when in danger, for example when attacked by a snake, it will display its vividly colored underside. It's a clear visual warning that tells predators of the toxicity of its skin. Most hunters are left in no doubt of the potential problems that lie ahead and will leave their intended victim alone. But not all the hunters of the forest are so focused on detail. The powerful purple heron, whose nest is found in the nearby tangle of vegetation, is not intimidated by the toad's bright colors. On the heron's menu are all types of small animals, although its preference is for fish and tadpoles. With its keen eyesight, it studies every inch of water until it launches its lightning harpoon attack with merciless precision. The wild horses of Latea follow the same rhythm of life as the swans and other birds of the Gallery forest. Their foals have already been born, and now the herd is looking for juicy new pastures in which to feed and play. The forest ecosystem and its environs provide the mares with succulent grass that they transform into the highly nutritious milk that helps the foals grow healthy and strong. The herd shares its home with the butterflies of the meadow and with the geese, which forage near the water. Not far away, the jackals have found a large stranded fish. The competition for this meal will be fierce. Hooded crows and magpies want their share of the bounty. Eating in these conditions can be very bothersome, and the jackals are not willing to share the feast. The jackal's bad temper and aggression is enough to drive off the rest of the diners. This species is confident enough to deal with even the vultures and hyenas that share its territory. Eagles observe the fight, preferring for the time being not to enter into the fray. When the mood is more relaxed, the eagles decide it's time to take advantage of the extensive menu that the river offers. The jackals cannot stand their ground when faced with this large predator, who is unconcerned by the assaults of its starving neighbors. Eagles, golden jackals, swans, penduline tits. The gallery forest provides hospitality and protection to all without distinction. The gallery forests of the planet's temperate environments, such as that of the Danube Delta, are special woodlands that multiply the river's capacity to promote life, as they hold water, generate food, and provide homes and protection for an infinity of wildlife.